Hey everybody, Swamp Cleaner here, back with another video for you. This one is going to be a doozy. We are in gaff territory today. This is pretty major, pretty funny, and this all has to do with the Democratic frontrunner Joe Biden. Now, as you know, if you haven't been under a rock, that the presidential campaigns are in full swing on the Democratic side, and they just had their first debates. So of course they were biting at each other's heels, and a lot of them were going after Joe Biden, Mr. Frontrunner. He had the likes of Kamala Harris taking him down a peg with more racism and all that good stuff, and guilt by association from him working in the past with segregationists, yada yada yada, and what have you. But if that wasn't bad enough for Joe Biden, uh, he's just effectively sunk his campaign. He's not viable anymore for presidency, and I think it's because he's got some kind of like dementia or some mental incapacities. Because I know 6 Hammer's been pointing this out, but I think maybe he's starting to lose his memory because it wasn't that long ago that the American public got sold down the river on a pack of lies just to get Obamacare passed with that whole famous "you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor, like your plan, keep your plan." Well, I think Biden must have been asleep when Obama said that. I mean, he must have had his first bout of dementia during that entire time when that happened because he's completely forgotten. But fool me once, shame on me. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's not happening this time, Joe. And let me show you. He completely just rehashed the whole famous Obama line. And here it is right here. It's just nuts. This guy, he just sunk his campaign. What are you doing, Joe? What are you doing?
How many of you have, when you were working, liked your, and you may still be working, many of you, how many of you like your employer-based health care? Did you think it was adequate? Now, if I come along and say, finish, you can't have it anymore. Well, that's what Medicare for All does. You cannot have it, period. Number one. There's a
Yeah,
hiatus
Medicare for all
spot in
sucks.
between, by the way, how long it's
So
going
does
to
single
take.
payer.
So I leave people the option. If you like your
What
health
option is
care
that?
plan, your employer-based plan, you can keep it. If in fact you have private insurance, you can keep it. How
Oh,
many of you have?
oh, really? Oh, really, Joe? Are you sure about that? I mean, because we were told this before, and we all got screwed. You remember how premiums rose? You couldn't find health insurance to save your life, and remember the entire debacle that the whole website was. How much money was dumped in that website? Almost like $500 million. Yeah, it was like $500 million were just wasted on the website that is still barely functional today. Yeah, it's scraped by people going onto the exchange, but it's a dead zone. Obamacare has been effectively, or in effect, it has been neutered by the Trump administration. Obamacare is kind of like that dead like limb, like you had like gangrene and like your one of your fingers is dead now. It's still there, but it needs to get lopped off. So that's what's happening with Gorman. And you think you're gonna run on a position of just reselling it to the people less than what? Less than 10 years from the shambolic way it was passed through with Nancy Pelosi saying we have to pass it before we get to see what's in it. Hell no. You've got to be kidding me. Joe, it's bad enough that you like to sniff and grab on women and sometimes little girls and likes to get nice and close and touchy feely and all that good stuff. Uh, but yeah, that's bad enough. Uh, but yeah, one thing that the American people are not going to take too kindly of is getting lied to their faces for a second time by a guy who was supporting the other guy who did it in the first place. So yeah, that's a hell no. Uh, again, uh, he has completely thrown himself out of the race. He might still have the poll numbers for a while, but I think right you'll see them gradually start going down. He's probably going to level off his ceiling is going to lower down to like about 20% Kamala Harris, I think even though Sanders is sliding back down, he's going to gain a couple more points from that just because people really hated that Obama line. He'll gain a couple more points back. Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris will suck up the rest. Maybe Buttigieg will get a couple. I mean, but good Lord, Joe. Like what Joe has done now has he was slightly ahead, but now he's ineffectually leveled off the race completely. Like he'll have 20%, Kamala Harris and Warren will have or Warren will have 20% too. That's horrible going into the time when you need to actually have a candidate. Because if you can't have people in time coalescing around like one or two people and you still have like three or four, the three quarters of people who are in the bag for the other people are either going to be lukewarm or disinterested or straight up repulsed by Joe Biden. Especially now after this massive gaffe here with if you like your plan, you can keep your plan, which we know is a lie. So I mean, unless stuttering, sleepy old Joe has figured out how to magically turn Obamacare into the shining example of what healthcare should be, then I'm sorry, I don't believe it. And I'm just going to have to say right now, Joe Biden is not going to be the nominee. And if he is the nominee, so I'm going to say some wrongdoing and some naughtiness is going to be going on behind the scenes if that happens. So anyway, this was hilarious. Like in the end, this is the only thing this is the only thing that sums up what just happened to Joe Biden. Wow. Sorry, Joe, but you've kind of swung and a miss on that one. You're out of here. You are out of here. No presidency for you, Joe. And I think that's for the best. Anyway, it's been the Swamp Cleaner, and I will catch you guys later. Remember, check me out on Twitter. I also got a BitChute. Well, check me out here on Twitter. I got a BitChute. I got a Minds. I've got myself a Gab. Links will be in the description. If you like it, give it a like. Leave a comment. Subscribe. You know what to do. And remember, Trump 2020. Let's go.